Alright, this is going to be a really fun one. We're on Pine Cove Road and we're taking a left onto Stoddard Lane. Okay, took a left onto Stoddard. We're headed north, and we're extremely close to Lake of the Ozarks and extremely close to the property itself, actually. With how thick the trees are, you can almost be right on the lake and not see it. In the fall and winter, the lake views out this way are gorgeous. Oh, I just missed a good one there. This property actually, not only is it basically right at the lake, but the north part, there's a lakefront lot that's included. So you've got actual lake frontage on the Lake of the Ozarks. Not just close, not just lake view, but actual lake frontage. Okay, we're gonna go left onto the gravel road. I'm looking at the map here. We actually could have gone straight to get to the other part of the property, but we're gonna go this way and check it out from the west side. Yeah, had we gone straight, yeah, actually I've never been that way. Look at the intro map, but you can get to the east side of the property that way, which is pretty interesting. I've only ever been to the west side on this one. It's a gorgeous tract, beautiful tract. Very rare to have the lake frontage. It was leased out and now it's available. That barn is not on the property, that old barn, but it's a good landmark because it means we're just a few hundred feet from the property. It's going to be on the right. And as this meadow transitions into timber, that's the property on the right. Where the timber begins is where the property begins, basically. I unfortunately don't have a topo map with me in the truck, but I know from being out here before and from just seeing the property, it's got a lot of nice level areas here toward the west and the southwest, and it slopes down as you head toward the lake. And it's got at least one really good ridge that heads northeasterly toward the water. It's got a valley area that could potentially be a huge pond or a lake if you wanted to dam that, back it up a little bit. Numerous trails. I've had the good fortune of seeing this property over the last couple years. Actually, we looked at this originally quite a few years ago, and then we ended up finally getting it 2 or 3 years ago, had it leased out, and now it's available. I'm going to stop here briefly. So everything you see on the right is the property. And there was a nice trail right here that led back easterly into the property. Actually went at least partway down the ridge with some nice lake views. Now this hasn't been mowed for a couple years, so someone's gonna have to come in here with a brush hog to clean this up. But I mean, you can see it does go off into the property. You'll find lots of different trails. When it was logged, it certainly wasn't clear cut. I mean, you can see some nice timber remaining. Let's go down and check out the area by the lake. I mean, it's really a unique property because not only do you have lake views, and honestly, you'd have to come out here in the fall or in the winter when the leaves are off the trees to really get an understanding of what kind of nice lake views this has. And that's the best thing to do that we recommend to people is after you buy the property, coming out in the wintertime or the fall, late fall, figure out where you want the views, and that's where you can kind of base your building site. Because in the summertime, I mean, you could cut random trees all day and not really maximize your views. But if you show up in the fall or the winter, when you can actually get a feel for where the views are, it makes picking your building site a lot easier, a lot more simple. So that trail goes off that way. I'm using the MapRight app, and I'll show you where we are here. This happens to have a lot of different tracks on it that are mostly all sold, but this tract right here is what we're looking at today. The blue dot is us, and we're headed northerly down Sandy. We're going to take a right, and that'll take us, the property will be on the right the whole way, and we're going to come on down to the north and take a look at the actual lakefront lot that's included. And while I was talking, it got cloudy, unfortunately. You can actually see the cove down there. That's Golden Goose Cove. Like I say, in the fall and the winter, I mean, the views are just amazing. So you just need to decide what you want to focus on as far as views, and that's when you can clear out some of the smaller timber to maximize those. Oops. Actually, I just saw a summer lake view, which is pretty unusual. It won't look like much through the video here. Whoops. But I mean, if you can see the cove through all that timber in the summer, you can imagine what the views would be like in the fall or winter, or if you were to clear out some of the timber. And that's from the middle of the property. That's not even really the parts that overlook the lake. Well, there's another really good trail that goes in. Yeah. I wish we had the time to send our guys up here and spend a couple weeks on this property, because this would be just unbelievable. Unbelievable. So we're going to stay to the right. The property's still on the right. Someone is going to get a once-in-a-lifetime tract of land here with this one. We've got more level areas coming off the road. Some nice timber in a level area. Now we're making the final descent right down to the lake. Property's still on the right. I mean, you just won't find another tract like this where you've got so many potential sites. You've got power and phone obviously available. A lot of houses in this area. So for a cabin, or for a year-round home, or for a mansion, I mean, there's a lot you could do here. A lot. Okay. So now we're on the northern, kind of the northern end here. The road actually doubles back and goes back around. This is actually on the property here. So if we were to walk up that way, I mean, the view just gets better and better on the property. Got a good mix of pine and hardwood over here, so that's interesting. But this, I mean, this wouldn't be bad to punch in a little road or trail. There's a level spot up there. It basically seems like it's tailor-made for a lake home. So I'm going to grab the MapRight app, and we'll take a quick little look here at the lakefront area. Okay. So, I mean, it's directly across. There we go. It's like everything on this side of the cove. It goes down fairly steeply to the water. This would be the nearest house to the west, I guess. There's this fence line. That stake right there is probably the boundary line for the lake lot. So I know it seems steep, but if you look at all these houses, that's what everybody's built on. Neighbors, they just have steps going down and their docks and whatnot. So I mean, with this much acreage, there's no reason you'd have to build your home or cabin on the lake part, obviously. Personally, I would have a nice dock here with steps, and then I would have my awesome lake cabin back up there, maybe a couple 100 feet back up, so you've got the lake view from your cabin, and then hop in your golf cart or just walk right down to the lake lot. We may have a video in the file from when we first got this down at the actual lake shore. You really can't see much. I mean, you clear out all this timber because this is, I mean, you can clear out timber on your own property. We do have the covenants that trees larger than 8 inches stump diameter you have to have written approval on, so that would apply. But once this is paid in full, you'd have no restrictions as far as that goes. But yeah, check out the intro video, check out the drone video. We're gonna pull back up to the north probably and do the drone video. I'm not sure yet. We might do one right down here. What a property, holy cow. So yeah, that's a rare one. Actual lakefront at Lake of the Ozarks. Pretty amazing. InstantAcres.com.